That sound makes fugitives all over Northeast Ohio just a little bit nervous. Are they up next on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted? We feature 3 fugitives every week to try and get them off our street. They are innocent until proven guilty, but they need to be in front of a judge, not on our streets. So we'll welcome in, as we do every week, Detective Red Dyer with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. Detective, a little snowy out there today.
Just a little bit, Dan. Glad to see you made it in safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, crime doesn't care if it's sunny or snowy. We need to get some fugitives off our street. Let's talk about why we keep this partnership going. We've been doing this for years and years. Have featured hundreds and hundreds of fugitives on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Why do we keep up the partnership with Crime Stoppers of Cuyahoga County?
Well, Dan, as you like to mention, these numbers show that this program is working. We have an amazing community that wants to get involved. They want to solve these crimes, help get justice for these victims, and it also opens up the potential for a reward while remaining completely anonymous.
And yet again, the seriousness of the crimes, the charges they're facing dictate that we need to continue this. Yet another suspect wanted for a double murder that we will feature today. But let's first get to the case of Johnny Kitts. What do we know?
Well, Dan, what we know about Johnny Kitts is that on August 30th of 2025, he actually stole items from a local store. Prior to exiting the store, he was confronted by one of the victims, and he attempted to punch the victim and threaten them with physical harm. Interestingly, he is 5'4" and 120 pounds, and he was last known to be staying in the 6600 block of Hosmer Avenue in the city of Cleveland.
It's not a very big individual to be throwing punches and making threats towards store employees. Not a good situation there. We'd love to have Johnny Kitts off the street and in a courtroom. Let's get to our next case, Keyjuan Bates. What do we know?
Well, what we know, Dan, is that in November of 2025, Mr. Bates was involved in an aggravated robbery in the 3900 block of Community College Avenue. While a gun was held to the victim's head, items were taken from their pockets and a firearm was taken from their vehicle. We're talking about a very scary and dangerous situation here. He actually has a violent criminal history dating back to 2020 to include several incidents of felonious assault, domestic violence, carrying concealed weapons, and having weapons while under disability, which means, as you said before, he should not be having firearms as a criminal. Approximately 6 foot tall and 165 pounds, and he was last known to be staying in the 5200 block of Superior Avenue in the city of Cleveland.
Yeah, very well put. Weapons under disability is a very fancy term for someone who's already been convicted of a felony and they are no longer able to possess a gun. I'm not sure why they came up with that term. We're going to get to our third and final fugitive. And again, this is a double murder situation. 2 individuals, 2 men lost their lives. And this man continues to walk free, innocent until proven guilty. But he is charged and wanted on this murder charge. We're going to get to that in just a second after a quick break. And we are back with this week's Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. We've got one more fugitive in one of the more extreme cases we've seen here on Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Anytime we have a murder case to feature, it's one thing, but when you have 2 people killed in the same situation, that means there are potentially 2 families looking for justice and wondering why this fugitive is still on our streets and not in custody. Detective Red Dyer, let's get to our third and final case. What do we know about Frankie Hairston?
Well, Dan, what we know is that Mr. Hairston actually has 4 warrants with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. On October 18th of 2025, Frankie engaged in an altercation at a gas station parking lot on Fleet Avenue. Unfortunately, that escalated and 2 males were shot and killed during this altercation. In another case, he pled guilty to a trafficking offense, and according to reports in that case, police conducted a search warrant at a residence on Hosmer Ave where they located suspected crack cocaine, an AR-15 style 9mm with a drum magazine, and multiple digital scales, which we know are often used for the distribution of drugs. He also has a warrant with Cleveland Police for escape and Eastlake Police for theft. He's approximately 5'6" and 145 pounds, and he was last known to be staying in the 24,000 block of Lakeshore Boulevard in the city of Euclid.
And Detective, I counted up his entire list of charges. There's more than 20 different charges, everything from 2 counts of murder all the way down to child endangering. That is somebody that if it's just one phone call that gets brought in, this is somebody that we would all be grateful is off our street. Let's talk about why this program works. People say, I don't want Frankie Hairston to know that I made the phone call. I don't want my name to end up in some court file where he gets to find out I'm the one who made the tip call. That's why this program works. Walk us through what happens when somebody calls the tip line.
Well, Dan, as we discuss every week, we don't take down your name, we don't record the phone calls, we don't have caller ID. That's what makes this program so successful, is that the person's identity is completely protected. In fact, when you call us, we provide you with an anonymous tip number, so your number is never exchanged, your information is never exchanged.
And that tracking number that you get, I always say it's like tracking a package. That's the number you're given when you call 216-252-7463. You call back in 45 days later, find out if it was your tip that led to the arrest. And in a case that's as serious as Frankie Hairston, you're going to be eligible for that top end of the reward. Let's talk about that, Detective. This is all about cleaning up our streets, but there's also reward money involved, up to $5,000. So what do you want people to know?
That crime doesn't pay, but Crime Stoppers does. Crime
Stoppers does pay up to $5,000. Detective, that's another 3 fugitives for the week. Let's hope that our 75% capture rate, whether directly or indirectly, of being featured here on Channel 19, let's hope that continues. Maybe we can even get that number a little bit higher. It just takes one anonymous phone call. Detective, thanks for joining us this week. Let's go get them.
Been a pleasure.
Much appreciated. Red, we'll see you next week. That's going to wrap it up for our Cuyahoga's Most Wanted. Just about 25 minutes from now, we're going to start 3.5 hours of First Alert weather and news. It has been a big weather day all over Northeast Ohio. That's going to be at 3 o'clock on Channel 19. Until then, I'm Dan DeRose with 19 News, and this has been Cuyahoga's Most Wanted.